of the great things about racing is you can create your own breeze, and guaranteed we're going to be whipping up a good one tonight because it's race day. A good Saturday morning to you and welcome. This is Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live. Laptime Live brought to you by Cocopah Casino, Racing Radio, here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. As always, I'm your host, Mike Stanhope. Thanks for joining us today. A special race day edition of Laptime Live as we get locked and loaded for racing tonight out of the Diamond in the Desert. Round number 10 of the 2014 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series ready for action as the IMCA Modifieds, the Pro Stocks, the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, the RV World IMCA Sport Mods, and the Napa Auto Parts IMCA Hobby Stocks are all set to take to the track tonight out at Cocopah Speedway. And so too are the ladies, as Powder Puff action is also featured tonight as part of the Super Summer Sizzler, the final summer race of the season's first half as we head into the season break. And joining us as part of this morning's preview, we'll hear from the driver of the number 144 Street Stock, Yuma's Jimmy Davy. Davy's performance has been on an upward arc for much of the past 2 months as he seeks a breakthrough win in the fiercely competitive Fisher Automotive Street Stock division. Jimmy, you'll be joining us in just a few minutes. As we look forward to the race action tonight, as always, gates will open up at 5 p.m. with opening ceremonies and racing underway at 7 p.m. Tonight's action might mark the end of the season's first half for the Cocopah Speedway Racing Series until returning in late September, but there is one final piece of motorsports action that'll be playing out at Cocopah Speedway in just under 2 weeks. That, of course, the annual 4th of July Demolition Derby. It coming Friday, July 4th at the Diamond in the Desert. Food, fun, and entertainment for the entire family. And again, we'll have a little bit more on that later on this morning. Well, first to the business at hand, and that is racing tonight. And the tight points battles we've played witness to all season long continue to remain tight heading into the season break. Here with your top 5 in each division readying for action tonight. First off, in the IMCA Modified, Yuma's Bobby Horton remains your race leader. A 4-point margin over Imperial's Lance Maury, who finished a strong second last time out. Third in the standings, Somerton's Ty Rogers, who picked up his first career modified win a couple of weeks ago and also moved a little bit closer to Horton. Rounding out your top 5 in the IMCA Modified, Yuma's Bill Miller and Doug Rivera. And a note on the driver who sits in the number 6 position, Yuma's Charles Hunt was out last race after a rollover in round number 8, and word is he could be back on track tonight. Next in the Pro Stocks, Westmoreland, California's Brent Ashers continues as your season points leader. Winner last race for 2 in a row for Ashers. Number 2 in the standings and 10 points back. It's Yuma's Joe Haynes with Steve Anthony in the 3 spot. Brett Samala in the number 4 position. And Hamul, California's Steve Jonas rounds out your top 5 there. Next in the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, it is Chula Vista's Manny Baldivia still on top of the standings. Saw some struggles last race, twice into the pits to remove damaged pieces from the rear of his car. Adolfo Noriega moving a little bit closer to Baldivia's. Noriega, the winner last race for 2 in a row, shaved 3 more points off of Baldivia's point lead. Sitting third in the standings, it is Yuma's Joey Essery with the aforementioned Jimmy Davy, waging a doozy of a battle with Noriega last race, side by side for much of that race. And Davies now sitting 4th in the standings with Captain Henry B rounding out your top 5. Moving on now into the RV World IMCA Sport Mods, it is Timmy Reese still on top of the standings. Returned to victory lane last race after an early exit in round number 8. He holds, though, just a slim 3-point lead over Yuma's Josh Wood, who racked up yet another top 5 last time out, more than any other division driver. Rounding out your top 5 in the RV World IMCA Sport Mods, it is Hopeville's Chris Toth, Brawley's Cody Daffern, and Yuma's James Dupree in the number 5 spot. And finally, in the Napa Auto Parts IMCA Hobby Stocks, things changing just a little bit. We had a dead heat at the top of the standings 2 weeks ago. That has changed as Yuma's Brent Wofford now tops the standings. He took the win 2 weeks ago, breaking that deadlock. Craig Evers in the number 2 position, victim of tire problems last race, and he now sits 3 points back of Wofford. Rounding out your top 5 in the IMCA Hobby Stocks, it is Brian Johnson, Jason Bashirs, and Leonard Manos in the number 5 position. And with that, we get set for action again tonight, round number 10 of the 2014 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series. All 5 local divisions, again, ready for action tonight at Cocopah Speedway. In the Super Summer Sizzler, also featuring Powder Puff action for the ladies. And with that in mind, a quick look at some of the women we may see in action tonight. The second Powder Puff race of the year, Jennifer Daffer, Brennan Amos, Jennifer Delling, Crystal Hall, Amanda Brooks, all competitors last time out, looking to perhaps see all 5 of them, as well as many others in competition tonight during the Powder Puff race out at Cocopah Speedway. Well, coming up next here on Laptime Live, we're set to talk racing, and we're going to do it with Yuma's Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock. Jimmy set to join us next here on Racing Radio. Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino.
Thank you for shopping at Food City. Be sure to take advantage of these incredible savings.
Pineapples, 3 pounds for 99 cents. Brown onions, 5 pounds for $1. Whole chicken, 88 cents a pound, sold in the twin pack. Bone-in center cut chuck steak, $2.98 a pound, sold in the value pack.
The savings are everywhere. Food City, the store with low prices when you need them.
Don't miss a single second of baseball action this season with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Tune in for the crack of the bat, every home run, and every out. It's the Arizona Diamondbacks on Outlaw Country AM 1400 all season long. Root for your home team. Just turn on your radio and we'll bring the game to you right here on Outlaw Country, where we're rattling with excitement.
Hi, I'm Russ Clark, and I've got a new home on your radio dial. Tune in Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for Outlaw Talk live and local from 6 to 8 a.m. Outlaw Talk is a great forum for local, state, and national issues, ranging from immigration to gun laws and everything in between. I'd love to take your calls, too. You can call 782-4321 and share your thoughts. It's Outlaw Talk on Outlaw Country, 6 to 8 a.m., Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I hope you'll join me.
Yuma Community Food Bank is putting out an SOS call. That stands for Stock Our Shelves. The summer months can be very lean at the Yuma Community Food Bank, so they're asking residents to help them out. They have a goal to raise 50,000 pounds of non-perishable foods now through September 1st. You can drop items off at the food bank on 24th Street, or you can hold your own food drive. Please call them if you'd like to hold a food drive, 343-1243. That's 343-1243.
Grab your tubes and your friends and get ready for the 4th annual Yuma Territorial River Regatta, floating Yuma style. Mark your calendars for June 28th. Float down begins at 8 a.m. at the confluence of the Gila and Colorado rivers. Drivers who drop their vehicles off at West Wetlands will get a free shuttle ride back to the confluence, so you can float with your group. There is also a float contest with a cash prize for the best overall float, and there aren't any size limitations this year. If it floats, come down and float with us. Categories include best business float, best military theme, pick your own theme, plus the float with the most people, an everlasting float, and even a centennial float category. If you don't want to float, hang out under the Ocean to Ocean Bridge at Gateway Park. Have your own picnic and watch the judging. The 4th annual Yuma Territorial River Regatta is only $5 per person if you float, and there are sponsorships available too. For more information, visit caballeros.org or call 343-1715. That's 343-1715. Join us at the confluence on June 28th for the Yuma Territorial River Regatta, brought to you by the Caballeros de Yuma.
The Dodge 100-year event continues at Fisher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Hi, I'm Victor Cerda, and I want to invite you to come on down and take advantage of our great deal. Take home a 2014 Dodge Journey AVP with 7-passenger seating for only $19,991. What about a 2014 Jeep Patriot Sport for only $14,991? So call us at 344-2650 or visit us at itsafisher.com.
It's a good song. Fisher Dodge Chrysler Jeep.
All prices include military discount and Chrysler Cloud full financing.
You're listening to Racing Radio. It's Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino, here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. Once again, I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, looking ahead on this edition of Laptime Live to tonight's round number 10 of the 2014 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series. And joining us in studio this morning, Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock. And good morning to you, Jimmy.
Morning. How you doing?
Hey, having a fine one myself, Jimmy. Race day is always a great day, and I'm sure it's the same for you.
That's right. It's sometimes it can be a busy morning, but it's always good.
Always a good morning indeed. Hey, heck of a battle between you and Adolfo Noriega last race. One of the most exciting back and forth battles we've seen this year. What was it like out there 2 weeks ago?
It was really neat getting the race with him because he was running the low line and I had found a good line up top. So it was pretty even there at the pretty much all the race. So it was really neat just to get the swap some paint with him, and it was good time for sure.
Well, good, clean, hard racing. Had to be fun on the race car. I can sure tell you it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, that's for sure. It was a real fun race, and just to get a good race in and finish it was the best part about last race. So, hopefully we show those guys that we're going to be competitive for the rest of the year, and just keep going forward.
Well, hey, we'll come back to that here in just a second. Now, we talked previously last year here on Laptime Live. You were just settling into the street stock division after coming off of a factory stock championship. So, what I'd first like to know is how have things changed for you in the last year and a half?
Well, that we've done a lot of learning. We switched cars completely. We ended up totaling out the old chassis 3 races into it, and then we switched over to the Jet stock car in September when we started after the last summer break. And it's been a big learning process. We learned a lot with setup. Thanks to Jeremy Caldwell for all the setup that he's done with it. We've just gone leaps and bounds since he's been started helping us out. And it's a tough division, and all the guys are really, really good in there. So that's the biggest part.
You'd said before that top 5s individually on a race basis and then ultimately a championship over the course of a season were your goal coming into the division. That kind of still the case?
Yeah, I think we got the top 5s down. We just need to, get that last little bit and get a win under our belt. We'd sure like to get that first win. It's been a long time. So we just need a little bit of luck to fall our way, and I think we'll be right there.
Persistence pays. One keeps plugging along at it, and eventually those good things come. Last year, you said the most fun you'd had in a race car was getting your first win. Is that still kind of the case, or do you feel like a battle like the one you had a couple of weeks ago with Noriega might top that?
Yeah, that anytime you can get and have a great race like we did last time, it's just a ton of fun. So, I would imagine the next one's going to probably be the best time ever, but, until then, if we can have a good race with any of the guys out there, that's good stuff.
Always something to look forward to. You mentioned, of course, going through the one car, basically totaling that one out. Outside of that, though, was the transition into the street stocks more challenging than you initially thought it might be?
Yeah. These guys, they got a lot of experience, so the car totally reacts way different. My old factory stock didn't roll over at all in the corners, and this one just feels like it moves all over the place. So there's a lot more power, and it almost feels like there's less grip with the tires. So it has been a bit of a struggle adapting my are trying to learn a new driving style, actually, because before we never got sideways in the corners, and now we're all sideways all the way around the corners, it seems. So it has been a bit of a struggle, but we're getting there, and hopefully keep going forward.
Again, seeing an upward arc in performance, particularly again over the past several months. So obviously that additional seat time, learning that car more, all starting to pay off for you.
Yeah, and like I said before, with Jeremy helping us out, and Joe and Jeff at Chassis Dynamics doing a ton of work with the rear end, and just getting the setup down. That's the biggest thing. And these cars, they have a lot to do with percentages and everything. The old car, all we did was air pressures and alignment, and so you got to get the weights all right and everything. And with Jeremy getting that squared away, been steady improvement every single week. You know, we went through that stretch where we didn't finish many races, but the car was getting better. I could tell each race, even though we only put in a couple laps there, sometimes you could tell it was getting better every time. So it's huge. So
kind of keep like a baseline book on things that you guys have done in terms of setup, in terms of researching setup.
Yeah, for sure. You can't go forward without knowing where you've been. So, you know, and if you don't know what's bad and what's good, then you might stumble across the same brick twice. So
the learning never stops.
That's right.
Hey, we're talking with Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock here on Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, brought to you by Cocopah Casino, and we'll be back with more in just a moment here on Outlaw Country AM 1400.
Yuma Community Food Bank is putting out an SOS call. That stands for Stock Our Shelves. The summer months can be very lean at the Yuma Community Food Bank, so they're asking residents to help them out. They have a goal to raise 50,000 pounds of non-perishable foods now through September 1st. You can drop items off at the food bank on 24th Street, or you can hold your own food drive. Please call them if you'd like to hold a food drive, 343-1243. That's 343-1243.
Z93 in Outlaw Country is looking for a full-time business manager with an accounting background and strong organizational skills to start immediately. Hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Download an application at z93yuma.com. You can email your application and or resume to hr@z93yuma.com or drop it off at our office located at 949 South Avenue B, Yuma, Arizona, 85364. No phone calls, please. Z93 and Outlaw Country is an equal opportunity employer.
Cocopah Speedway. This Saturday night, watch out for ground-pounding action in the Cocopah Speedway Racing Series. Saturday night, 7 p.m., racing at Cocopah Speedway. Visit CocopahSpeedway.com for details and online ticketing.
Selective Service presents easy ways to stay out of trouble.
When she asks, do I look fat? Say no.
And here's the easiest way of all to stay out of trouble. When a guy turns 18, he should register with Selective Service at sss.gov. It only takes a minute, and it's the law.
Thank you for shopping at Food City. Be sure to take advantage of these incredible savings.
Pineapples, 3 pounds for 99 cents. Brown onions, 5 pounds for $1. Whole chicken, 88 cents a pound, sold in the twin pack. Bone-in center cut chuck steak, $2.98 a pound, sold in the value pack.
The savings are everywhere. Food City, the store with low prices when you need them.
The Yuma Stroke Support Group meets the third Thursday of each month. Meetings are held from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. at the Yuma Rehabilitation Hospital Gym, 901 West 24th Street. There's no charge to attend the Stroke Support Group. A stroke is a life-changing experience, and not just for the stroke survivor. The meetings are open to stroke survivors, their family members, caregivers, and friends. At the meetings, you will gain support, education, and encouragement from others who know just what you're going through. For more information, please call 726-5000. That's 726-5000.
Community matters to Z93 in Outlaw Country. Over the last 14 years, over 30,000 children in Yuma County have had big smiles on their faces as they've received backpacks filled with school supplies from the Drive for School Supplies. This year, 5,100 backpacks have been requested from local area schools throughout Yuma County, San Pasqual, and several service organizations. The foundation of YRMC works with volunteers, businesses, and organizations throughout the Yuma community to raise funds and collect supplies to fill the backpack orders. Each filled backpack will cost the Drive for School Supplies about $13. Donations are greatly needed and can be made online at yumaregional.org or at the foundation office located at 399 West 32nd Street. School supplies are being accepted too. Items like backpacks, crayons, markers, colored pencils, glue sticks, 3-ring binders, folders, notebook paper, and more. Community and our children matter to Z93 and Outlaw Country. Let's fill those backpacks, Yuma.
It's Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino. And we continue our conversation this morning with Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock. And Jimmy, when we had you on last year, you referred to your dad, Jim, as Mr. Team Everything Else, but you're operating at a little bit of a handicap now because you don't have him with you in the pits anymore.
Yeah, it's 50% harder, I would guess, but the biggest thing is in the pits and trying to get everything done between the heat and the main, it's hard, but it really makes you realize how much I thought he did a ton before, and it really makes you realize how much he really, really did. So it's been tough, but we've been getting it done, and Tim Reese and Joe Haynes and his dad Jeff Haynes and Jeremy help me when they can in between races, and that's what our team's all about.
Now, obviously, the time commitment has had to go up, though, with Jim not.
Yeah, for sure. And like before this last race, the guys at Chassis Dynamics, Joe and Jeff, they basically did the whole rear end on the car, trying to get that drive shaft problem that we had for 2 races in a row squared away. So, without them between those last 2 races and Team Ramco, when they fixing the transmission, like, man, I would have missed probably 2 races. So, it seems like everybody else around us has really stepped up and really been helping me out a ton since old Pops left. He was like I said, he was team everything before. And now, I'm so glad that all those other guys have really helped me out a ton.
You told us about obviously the evolution of your car over the course of the past year and a half, the changes into the new chassis, etc. Mm-hmm. What about your evolution as a driver? You touched on that just a little bit, but stylistically, do you find things have changed and that your approach to the game is different now?
Well, I still have the same mindset, which I want to go out there, be smooth, and not take anybody out, and keep the car clean, so we're not wasting time with body work during the week, because that's the worst part is messing around with body work, and you got other stuff that you could be doing, fine tuning the car, and then so basically driving style mindset is the same, but it evolves to track conditions or however it needs to. I'm the type of guy that just tries to get in there and find out what the car wants to do, and just try to use the car to its ability.
Still enjoying power steering. Your factory stock Nova didn't have it. You said that was one of the nice things about moving into the street stock.
Yeah. I don't wake up Sunday mornings with sore shoulders anymore, which is really nice.
Talking about the competition within the Fisher Automotive Street Stock division out at Cocopah Speedway, step-ups across the board.
Oh, yeah. With Manny killing it and winning those 4 races in a row, and now Adolfo's on a 2 race in a row win streak. Joey's always there, and Mike Harlan, man, all those guys, Steven and Tommy, when they show up, it's super competitive, and just to be able to run with those guys is awesome.
You were part of the high school challenge that played out over the course of the last 9 months. Did an appearance over at Kofa High School with your car. Got to spend some time with the youths. What was that experience like? And feel like you gained some new fans out of that experience?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with Kofa being the school that I went to, and just getting to go back there and meet all the kids and see how much it's really changed, because it's been 14 years since I graduated, so I don't think I've been back there since we went there to the high school deal. It was neat to show the kids what we actually race out there. And, a lot of them didn't even, just heard about it and didn't really know what went on out there. So I think we did, and
it was really cool to watch you interacting with the kids, particularly, the questions that were coming to you about, hey, how's the car constructed? And of course, everybody wanted you to fire it up.
Yeah. Let's start it up. How much horsepower do you got? I think that was the biggest question, is how much horsepower do you got? But I really don't know. I never dynoed it.
Well, hey, appreciate you taking part in that. Hey, part of building new race fans for Cocopah Speedway. So what do you see obviously one race tonight to round out the first half of the season. What do you foresee for the second half when we get back to it again in September?
Well, hopefully get on a run and win all the races and 40-something points out. So that's what it's going to take. But no, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot of the same, and hopefully there'll be some new cars. I'm sure Jordan White's going to figure his car out over the summer. They just showed up and had some new car troubles last time, but and then there'll probably be a lot more cars returning to the class, and it's just going to get deeper after the summer break. So that's good. Maybe that'll help us gain some points. We'll see.
I'll tell you what, that's certainly something to look forward to, no doubt about it. Any plans to race elsewhere during the summer break?
We may. We'll just have to see how work goes, and but I'm kind of looking forward to some time off, maybe go to the river. I don't know. Get a sunburn.
Sounds like a plan too. As always, any special shout outs you'd like to pass along?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just want to thank RV Peddler. They've been with us for almost our whole racing career. CJ's RV, Chassis Dynamics, Team Ramco, Tipton's Auto Parts, Radiator Direct. Radiator Direct was our first sponsor ever, and they're still there. Our number one fan, Norma Smith, she's there after every race, no matter how good or bad we do, happy, and and like I said before, Jeremy Caldwell does awesome with their setup. He does a ton. Joe and Jeff Haynes at Chassis Dynamics, they're great. Tim Reese, we actually got the chassis from Tim after he wrecked the old one. There he was like, hey, we got this brand new car, here it is, you want to buy it? And so we did. And all the fans out there, thanks for cheering me on, and come by after the races and we'll tell you how it happened.
All right. Hey, Jimmy, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to stop in and visit with us again here on Laptime Live, and best to you tonight.
Thanks. It's going to be a great time. Show up.
Looking forward to that. Jimmy Davy, driver of the number 144 Street Stock, just one of the stars, getting set for action tonight. Round number 10 of the 2014 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series out at the Diamond in the Desert. As always, gates will open up at 5 p.m. with opening ceremonies and racing hitting the clay at 7 p.m. Make sure you're fully up to speed on the racing to come tonight by stopping by www.cocopahspeedway.com. You can find those updated point standings there. Learn more about all the drivers in competition at Cocopah Speedway. Lots of other cool stuff to check out as well. And you'll also find probably the easiest way to get into the Speedway right there on the website with the option for online ticketing. All of that and more at cocopahspeedway.com. Be sure, too, to like us on Facebook. Those advance tickets are also available at the Cocopah Casino gift shop and at Yuma area Napa Auto Parts stores. That also the case for the annual 4th of July Demolition Derby, Friday, July 4th at Cocopah Speedway. An evening of fun and entertainment for the entire family. The Derby taking place right up front this year on the Speedway's front straightaway. So all of the action will be right up close. And we'll also get to see the renewal of the Law Enforcement Challenge as competitors from the Yuma County Sheriff's Office and the Yuma Police Department will be a part of the field. And as we previously noted, advance online ticket sales also remain open for the Winter Heat Sprint Car Showdown. Those advanced purchases online only, also providing you with a limited pit pass good from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on each showdown event day. Again, that is a limited time offer, so be sure to get in on those tickets soon and check back frequently on the Winter Heat tab at cocopahspeedway.com for all of the lowdown on the showdown. You've been listening to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino. Thanks once again to Jimmy Davy for stopping in and talking with us this morning. We'll be back with more next Saturday morning, 11 a.m., right here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. See you at the races tonight.